I apologize. I give the floor to Michael.
As an aside here, I had a conversation this morning with someone within these walls. I won't name the person, but the person said, we shouldn't be focused on melting permafrost. We should be focused on melting societies. And those trust numbers, that trust data I said earlier, that's from Edelman's annual trustometer. That's 2022 numbers. I teach at NYU, and I make sure my students have good sources and good citations. So I just want to make sure you have that data if you want to look it up and use it. So how do we rebuild trust? If people are distrustful for all the reasons I mentioned earlier, which are legitimate, how do we rebuild trust? Well, I did say disinvest in past precedent because it's not working. I did ask us to get out of our comfort zone and embrace discomfort. And I did ask that we disrupt the way we've done things. And I mentioned Secretary General of the UN, and I mentioned UN Environment Program Director when they were in Stockholm because they were using language that disrupted the status quo. They were also taking the message to the people where the people are at. When we were in Stockholm, we had a lot of events in the biggest piazza, the biggest plaza in Stockholm, because we wanted to take the work to the people. There's an additional thing we have to think about, not just language, not just location, where we're doing the work, inside these hallowed walls, but also longitude. Are we willing to take the time that's necessary to rebuild trust? It is hard work. We have to use different language, we have to use different locations, and we have to think of things differently longitudinally because rebuilding trust takes time. That's what I'm emphasizing with our cities in the Carbon Neutral Cities Alliance because they have tried citizen assemblies. They've tried communication, traditional. They've tried community engagement, and they're realizing it's not working. So they're coming to us at the Carbon Neutral Cities Alliance, and they're saying, what do we do? Trust is low. We need to fix it. And that's the long horizon that's needed. 10 years ago, I was in the UN helping launch the Global Peace Index. If you've heard about it, you'll know that if trust is low, conflict is high. If trust is low, violence is high. There's a strong relationship between those two. Trust, social capital, social cohesion. If those are low in a society because of income inequality, let's say, you'll see higher levels of conflict, higher levels of violence. So fixing that is essential for all the other work the UN wants to tackle in the SDGs. That's the hard work. That's the work I'm interested in doing, and I know you are too, because you were just talking about it. So let's also make sure that social pillar is emphasized going forward, because that's the glue that's going to hold all of this together.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Michael. As we move towards wrap up, if there be one last call, anyone who wants to speak or